Welcome to the Trails of History podcast. Today's guest is Marcel, a great friend of ours and the creator behind a growing YouTube channel dedicated to exploring history through the lens of movies, TV shows, and real world locations. Born and raised in the Netherlands, Marcel brings together his love for film and his passion for historical storytelling in a way that resonates with audiences around the world. On his channel, Marcel reacts to war films, historical series, and stories inspired by real events, while also traveling to the places where these films took place or were shot. Alongside his reaction content, he creates original history videos that dive deeper into the events, people, and moments behind the stories we see on the screen. While World War II plays a major role on his channel, Marcel explores all corners of history, creating very engaging and welcoming videos for fans of historical movies and shows on YouTube. We're excited to talk with Marcel about his journey, his passion for bringing history and film together, and how his channel continues to inspire viewers who love learning through storytelling. Now, Sean, let's roll the intro.
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force.
We went over and we crawled. If you stood up, you were dead.
Schulden tragen den deutschen Staat, das Deutsche Reich.
What distance for 5? This is Delta for 5-3.
We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
So yeah, that was the podcast, Marcel. Thank you for coming, and we'll talk to you later, man. Bye.
Later.
That's a good way to start a podcast, isn't it? That's a good day. Marcel, welcome. Finally, we're sitting
Thanks,
here.
man.
Us three.
It's
Big
been
friends.
a long time thinking about it. Like, I can't remember. Was it 3 weeks ago we were trying?
Yeah, we had some difficulties
Yeah.
like with each other's schedule and stuff. We were busy,
Yeah.
and I was on a trip as well.
And obviously,
And,
last week we didn't do one at all because obviously my son wasn't very well. But yeah, we're finally here.
Finally, man.
Early
Hello.
Christmas present.
Hello, just before Christmas, before the
Also-
Christmas special.
Oh,
so.
man.
Welcome, Marcel, to the Trails of History podcast. So, yeah, we're gonna talk a lot of stuff about history, of course, and about your channel and what you do on your channel, movies, what you react to, some stuff that you have. I have a whole list of things. Yeah,
Oh, man.
that's how important you are. So, don't get used to
A
it,
whole
though.
list to bore you to death with.
Yeah, exactly. All the people watching, you'll be
I'm
bored
used to
for the
it
next.
from you guys.
No. we did some research, of course, and we know you personally very well. So this one
That
was pretty
helps.
easy though. So yeah, if we're during podcast, we're gonna start with one question, and we are going to end with two questions. And those questions we ask literally everybody who's coming on the podcast. Although at the end we always say it's two, but actually it's three. But yeah,
Okay.
you'll see at the end. You probably know already what's coming.
No, I don't watch other people's content.
Same what I do, you mean?
yeah, sure.
I felt that was like a slight jab to me. But,
A little bit, yeah.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
No, I've seen them all. So I'm prepared.
All of them.
I'm sure, of course.
Oh,
They're really good, so why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Sander,
awesome.
Sander just chooses not to watch anyone else. He's really horrible like that.
Yeah, I only watch like Disney Channel and like.
That being
SpongeBob.
said, I still need to watch the final episode of your Arlington trip, Marcel. I've got that earmarked for a little lunch break at work, I think. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah.
that
yeah,
series
good.
was really good on your channel. to be
Really
fair.
good, yeah.
The research that you do on that as well. Okay, we need to come back on that on the research.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. We'll talk
I
about
didn't
it.
I didn't wrote that down, but then we have to come back on the research as well. So, first question that we ask everybody is like, how did you personally get into history?
Yeah, I took a hard thought on that, of course, because I knew the question was coming. So, but for me, it's always been there, the interest in history for some reason. I don't really have like a starting point or like an event that sparked it or anything. Maybe there was, but I can't remember it because I'm pretty old. So, compared to Sander, at least. So
Yeah, we're all ancient compared to him.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Sometimes acting like I'm 12 years. Okay, yeah, makes sense. To be fair.
Well, you behave like one, so
Yeah, that's why it makes sense. So, yeah.
No, but yeah, for me, it's always been there. And I know my father was really into like war movies and stuff. He watched all the classic war movies like, Bridge Too Far, Longest Day, Bridge Over the River Kwai, stuff like that. So when I was a young boy, I always used to watch alongside with him. Maybe not really appropriate at that age, some movies, but still did it. And so yeah, from a very young age, I was really interested in history. And we went to the library with my friends. It was like a weekly thing that we went to the library, and my friends used to rent out comic books, and I would go home with history books and and read them. So yeah, and in the beginning it was more. I was always very interested in ancient Egypt. For some reason, that really captivated me, and read a lot of books about that. And also, then I started to rent out books about World War II, also inappropriate books with a lot of dead bodies in it and everything. But so yeah, and then from then it grew and grew, and started kept reading, watching movies.
Yeah, and there you are.
And it was most. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, obviously, a lot of people say that, I watch these movies with my dad or a relative or an older sibling or the books as well. And then we always say it's inappropriate. And I quite often have that conversation with people like, is it inappropriate or is it not? Educational, obviously, you don't want some serious graphic photos, but I only bring that up because I've heard that mentioned a few times. I probably shouldn't have watched Saving Private Ryan at that age. How many people say that, But I do wonder, I get it if it's a horror movie, right? That's, but then when it's a history related thing, I don't know. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's for what you mentioned with all the blood and the gore and everything, especially Saving Private Ryan with that opening scene, it's pretty graphic. So it can be a bit shocking to little kids.
I think. But I think at the same time, my mum allowed me to just because of the event it was covering. It wasn't like a slasher movie of some serial killer with a knife. It was a historic event and leagues ahead of its time, the animation and stuff of that movie. But yeah, it's one I hear often. Probably shouldn't have watched that at that age, but so many people say it. And most of those people are the ones that are like, I love history now. So
yeah, that's true. I was also pretty young when I started watching Saving Private Ryan. And do you remember I sent you guys a video of me recreating the opening scene of Saving Private Ryan with Legos?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how old I was then, but probably like 10 years old or maybe even younger, which is just pretty insane to think about, seeing those actual shots and then recreating it shot by shot. So it would have meant that I've been watching it multiple times, right? So it's, I don't know, it could be good as well that you already as a kid already see that like war is pretty bad and like horrible. And then even though the images are graphic, that maybe makes you understand like better and earlier like what people actually sacrificed for the freedom, especially here in Europe that we live in.
Yeah, of course. You can read it in the book, but if you see it on screen, it becomes real. That's
100%. But you said you started with the Egyptian history, and then all of a sudden World War II came along. That's what you said. And when did you really got into World War One?
I think when I met you guys.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
So when we went to Verdun, from that on.
Yeah, that was my first World War One trip. And I've read some stuff about World War One in the past, but that was more like the overall conflict, how it started and everything, not really zoomed in. And because of course, well, Sander, here in the Netherlands, World War One is not really that big. Yeah. They cover it in school, but it's just maybe one chapter in the history books, because we weren't involved. We were cowards back then, so we decided to stay out of it. And so it's not really a big thing here, not as big as in the UK, of course. So I've read about it, but not a whole lot. And then, we planned that trip to Verdun, and then I started really diving into it. And it's become a literal rabbit hole.
I was just about to say, little rabbit hole.
Yeah, for sure.
Down the Warren again. Let's go.
Yeah, now I read more stuff about World War One than World War II. I've really shifted my focus. So
Yeah, it's weird. Like World War One. Like I was on that trip with the rifle, and then when I was talking about World War One, not everybody was like they were all into World War Two, and I don't know.
Yeah.
World War One sort of has that. Once you start with it, and it sort of grabs you, and you've been to those places, it's just something that keeps attracting you to it, or some. It's really really weird.
Yeah, it's a different kind of war, you know. It's like, especially in the later years of static warfare, of course, the trenches, and just I think the fertility of the battles, you know, fighting over yards. That was his base.
Yeah.
What they were doing, and thousands of people died for a couple of yards, and that's so a lot of personal stories to discover. And of course, World War II has those as well, but I think it's different. Just the scale of it and everything.
I think World War One's kind of the last one that kind of had that. It was romanticized a little bit. You know how the lads would sign up to King and Country and run in singing with no real tactics in a sense, other than just charge at the other guys. You know, whereas you get to World War II, and that's when tactics really started to develop, and we moved away from that era of warfare, which goes back long time. You know, even from redcoats marching at each other in line formation. World War wasn't that far different, really. You're in your trench, we're in ours. We're just going to take it in turns, lobbing bombs at you, and then have a run every now and then, you know. But it was still romanticized, I think, for the lads back here for signing up, you know. So yeah, it was kind of the shift and the last one. But I think we've discussed it may have been Rob. I was just saying how it's not overly covered in the curriculum here, I think. So I got into it late, even being from the UK. Yeah, I would do Remembrance Parade every year and read those names on the memorial from World War One, but it wasn't until I guess we came together as a group when it really opened up for me as well. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's probably also because of my dad that in the beginning he would bring me to the World War One places, right? That I got into World War One. If you only brought me to World War Two places, then probably a trip like Verdun would spark it for me as well.
Yeah, that helps, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we can talk about the whole podcast about World War One, and it's going to be a long episode otherwise. But so you were hanging with the group, going to the World War One places, to the We Happy Few tours, but back then you didn't have you had a YouTube channel yet.
No.
no. And now you're part of the YouTube nerd group. So what made you start a YouTube channel? Like what actually?
Well, I had an Instagram channel, and it was called War Movies 101 at the time, and that's what I would post, like clips from movies and everything, and talk about stuff like that. And then I saw you and Chris, and later JD and Rob as well, doing their bits, and I was like, that's interesting, you know. And I think I can reach a bigger audience because, you know, I like Instagram, but I don't think there's a lot of interaction with people. If you post something, get maybe a few replies if you're lucky, but that's about it. So I was hoping that maybe have more interaction with people, because that's one of the things I like about having a YouTube channel. And also YouTube is of course a medium where you can post longer videos, so that's way more interesting. And I always had an interest in editing. Didn't really see myself like with a camera videoing myself and talking to the camera, so that
nobody on YouTube does probably in the beginning.
That took some getting used to, and some trial and error here and there, but luckily I had some good teachers, so that really helped.
Yeah, I remember when we were doing that Jeep ride during the anniversary. I think you started then your YouTube channel, or you already had your video? Yeah, around that time, and then we were talking about editing and what software. I remember.
I started the channel went live in April 24. So when we were on that ride, I think that was in September. It was the anniversary ride of Mark the Garden where we were.
Yeah. So your channel is not even 2 years old now, or it is?
No, a year and a half now.
A year and a half. How many subscribers do you have now?
I'm creeping up on 12,000.
Look at him, just starting out his channel a year and a half ago, and a year and a half later 12,000 subscribers. That's absolutely nuts, dude.
Yeah,
I remember, dude, it took me like 2 years to get maybe to 1,000. I think, it took me 2 years to get 1,000 subscribers.
Well, I have to give credit to you and JD and Chris and Rob as well. You know,
that's
you
true. Yeah,
you
yeah.
promote my videos, and I've been on live streams with Rob and with JD and everything, so that helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think I might have a head start if you compare it to other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, people stick around, so they must enjoy what they see. Otherwise, they would probably leave. So.
And I think you just reiterated again that a lot of people have probably heard several times just about the community as a whole. You know, our little groups of friends all helping each other constantly. It's amazing to be a part of. Even though I'm not a big time YouTuber myself.
But you
you
are
are now.
YouTuber now. You are YouTuber
I am now with this podcast.
Yeah.
I got
With this YouTube
about
channel.
10 subscribers for me. The rest are yours, I think.
No, dude. How many do we have now on this one?
I don't know. I ain't got a clue. I've not looked.
I haven't looked as well in a long time. Although you know, sometimes starting your channel on your own without any help, right? With like JD and some bigger channels, it's pretty. Yeah, it's always a slow start. Oh, we have 317 now. That's really good to be fair. And then I remember when I met JD and talked more with them, and they were helping me. I all of a sudden got a boost, like probably for 1,000 to all of a sudden like 1,200 and like 1,300. And then the more he did that, the more subscribers you gain and more people knew about you. So yeah, and all of a sudden, the same with Rob, right? And then he got recognized as what was it again? Oh yeah, I recognize you from YouTube. And Rob was all like happy and like, yeah, you're the guy from JD's videos on JD's channel.
That's an ongoing joke for whenever we see Rob. It's always like, hey, you're the guy from JD's video.
Yes. Oh yeah, that is so funny. So yeah, I also wanted to talk to you about like how we met, like the whole group, how it came together. Like we,
So yeah,
go ahead.
I didn't really know you guys, of course, and I knew Leighton from We Happy Few 506 because he started his own thing with Curiosity Signings, where he did the like he went to actors and you can send in bits and you have him signed and everything. So I sent over my Band of Brothers box set to him. So I was already talking to him, and he was then setting up We Happy Few 506. And during COVID, they had like the Zoom events when they would talk with actors about a specific episode and everything. So I knew him. And then they started doing the tours. And the first one was in Eindhoven. So that's an hour drive from me. So I was like, I have to be there. I don't know anybody who's going to be there except from Leighton. So I just went. And yeah, it turns out on the bus, I was sitting next to a really annoying dude.
yeah, this guy over here.
Well, not directly beside me, but on the other side of the aisle. And yeah, then we started talking, and I brought some stroopwafels with me, passed them around the bus. And yeah, we had a great time. And Chris was sitting next to you.
Yeah.
So, and then at lunch, we sat together and started talking. And yeah, then on the second one, Sean, you joined. You guys weren't staying in the same hotel. You were like in an Airbnb, right?
Yeah, we were
I think so.
20 minutes away or something, I remember.
Yeah, Bastogne, right?
Yeah, we stayed in Liège.
Yeah.
In that hotel, and then
that's right. Yeah, we had like that little farmhouse in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, with that like, nice lady like, with the beard.
He's driving down these little lanes. It's like something out of The Hills Have Eyes, and then there's just this glorious little farmhouse in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah. So, and then on the third one, we went to Bastogne, and everybody stayed in Bastogne, and then yeah, then Rob was his first one. The third one was Rob's first, and he had met Chris already, so he was sitting with us at the table, and then we were like, "Hey, we're going to Verdun. Rob, you want to go?" And he said,
"Yeah."
Okay,
oh yeah. It was in the Nuts Cafe that we decided on going to Verdun.
Yeah, that's and true. Then we were like, "Rob, do you want to go?" And he was, "Yeah, I'm in." So that was
and then
we planned together.
Then we did the hot tub live stream. We sang the Backstreet Boys, and then we made a groups chat and we named it the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah,
and then added JD to it as well. And now Eric is in it, which is also really, really cool.
Yeah, so we're expanding. So
yeah, we keep growing and growing. I remember so us. That's I think we talked with Rob or with Chris as well. Like it's all because of Leighton that this group is together. Because if Leighton didn't do the We Have Few stuff, then and if we didn't sit next to each other to the bus, I remember I saw tattoos from you, and you had a Feyenoord tattoo, I think. Remember, I think
Yeah.
sort of that's how
Yeah.
it started, that we started talking. And I'm a more of a, I like Ajax more. And that's how our rivalry
Well,
started. I told Chris, like, this guy is very, very annoying. Don't talk to him. And now we are friends. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Back to your channel.
Yeah.
So leave the casual talk. Back to business. Back to your channel. So when you react to movies, right, TV shows and stuff, you probably get sometimes a recommendation or you find out stuff yourself. Like, how do you pick movies and series to react to? Like, what is your
Well, first it has to do something about a subject that I'm interested in. You know, I'm interested in a lot of history. So because I did the first one that I did was Masters of the Air, but that was because when my channel went live, that show came out. So I was like, I have to seize the moment, of course. And SCS Rogue Heroes I did as well. That was also around that time that my channel went live. So did that, but I also did like that show called Shogun. Now I'm doing the Tudors, so I'm doing all kinds of stuff. You know, it has to pique my interest, and I would prefer if I haven't seen it before, because I think with reaction videos you get a more genuine reaction than if you haven't seen it before. And I own a lot of movies, so I have seen a lot of stuff. So
I want to
pick.
come and do one day. I want to come and do a reaction with you, Marcel.
Yeah, for sure.
You can use this program as well, like we did.
I did one with Sander, so
maybe we'll wait for because I think they're doing season 3 of Rogue Heroes, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do an episode from that if you're keen.
Yeah. No,
I've never done anything like that, so that'll be cool. Can I be drunk while we do it?
Definitely do that.
Of course.
You have to be drunk. That's more mandatory to do it.
Sorry, I interrupted.
No problem.
So
I pick whatever my interest is, and of course what's relevant at the time, like SCS Rogue Heroes when it comes out. When season 2 came out, I did season 2 because people like to look at reactions that are of shows that are recently came out. And so when season 3 comes out, I'm going to do that right away. And but yeah, sometimes I get recommendations. Like I got a recommendation from a subscriber of mine. He sent me an email. He lived in India. And he said, well, we have some really good movies here in India. You have to watch this and this movie. So I did, recorded it. And all of a sudden I gained like 3,000 subscribers from India. It was really weird. But it was really good movie as well. I've never heard of it. But yeah, I'm really open-minded, you know. Like I explained in that reaction that I usually watch like UK movies and TV shows and from the United States, of course, because that's where most of the stuff comes from. But you know, if you want to India, why not? You know, I'm open-minded. So
yeah, and then I sent you a Russian movie and you don't even finish it.
I started it, but
do you want to hear an interesting fact about me?
Yeah.
No.
I'm actually in a Bollywood movie.
Really?
And I'm telling the truth on my children's lives, because when I was younger, I went backpacking around India. I spent almost a year in country, and I can't remember where it was. They basically just ask for extras, right? It's just me sat on a wall, all these people dancing around, and I'm just like, I got this bandana on, like covered in like dust and mud and my backpack, and I'm just an extra in the background. I need to try and find it. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. I'm telling you.
I need to see it.
Sean, I know you for 6-7 years, and this is the first time you tell me that you are in a Bollywood movie.
Well, yeah, it's just we were talking about Indian movies, and I was just like, I'm actually in one.
Are you dancing and singing as well, or
no? I'm just like an extra in the background. Like if you watch a lot of Bollywood movies, there's quite often Westerners just in the background, and you can just go and be an extra on some of the, you know, you don't have to, you just walk up and be like, can I be an extra? And yeah, we'll go sit over there.
No, I never knew you were in a Bollywood movie, dude. What the hell?
So I am actually famous in India.
Well, you never know, man.
You're very famous in India. Yeah. You're very famous. Okay, so yeah, exactly.
So it's the Indian head wobble. I can still do that.
What are you doing in my movie?
Yeah, it's like yes or no, and it means the same thing. Yeah,
hello, I'm
it's
Shana
done in
from...
country though. I loved it. Like
Backpack
in there is I saw poverty was horrendous in places. Don't get me wrong, but it was also a stunning
Yeah.
country.
Mhm.
Loved it.
So we did this game on Google Maps, and then you do like Google Street in a random street location in the whole of India, and you win the game if you
Geoguessing.
don't. Yeah, sort of. And then when you win the game if you don't find trash. Literally. So you put it anywhere in India, and if you look around and you see trash, you have to do the next location. If you don't see trash,
Oh,
you
really?
win.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
nobody
bad.
has
It's
ever
not,
won.
It's not all like that though. Like there are some places I went and it's not as horrific, but yeah, it's a bit of a common theme out there with a lot of the areas. Like some of the poverty I saw it was horrific, really, really bad.
Yeah.
And it's one of those countries where you walk like 50 feet and you've gone from like millionaires to all of a sudden there's a slum like somewhere, and yeah, the kids and stuff that are suffering, yeah, it's pretty grim.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, I'm in a Bollywood movie though.
Yeah, you
you're
heard
aware.
it. Bollywood.
Awesome.
I'm Sean. I'm in a Bollywood movie.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it now.
Yeah, you have to look it up, and you have to. Send
Yeah, we need to find it. I want to see it.
And clip it.
I will.
We
I'll
need to
try and
clip
track
it.
it down. I promise.
Okay, so
It's not like a movie, right?
No.
Oh, do I have
as
to
good as
cut
that.
this out? Do I have to cut this out now? I'm gonna bleep it. And I'm gonna blur your face. Let me see. 24 minutes. Okay, remember that. 24 minutes.
I hope it makes it.
Back to the YouTube channel. I've talked to people about that as well, like the last trip, and they were pretty shocked because I showed it to them. Sorry for the people listening. We cannot talk about that though. We cannot do that.
Yeah, moving on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, moving
Moving
on.
on.
BBC World War One series on your channel. So
Yeah.
where did you
So
get
good.
the idea from? Because it really performed very, very well. Especially the first episode got like how many views? 9,000?
And
Even
you
more?
need to know, Marcel, that I'd never seen that before.
Me
And you
neither.
were talking
Really?
about it, and then I watched the entire thing on your channel, and that was over the course
I
of like
didn't.
3 weeks at work. On my lunch break, I would
Yeah.
position my phone on the steering wheel of my van, turn my radio down, everything, get my lunch out, and that's all I'd watch like every single day until I'd pretty much got through it all.
I don't know how I found it. I was looking for stuff because that's, I do reactions, I do on-site videos, and I would just like, hey man, I love documentaries myself. So there are really old documentaries that a lot of people haven't seen, or they're not available on YouTube, whatever. And then I was like, maybe I can upload them. And I came across the Great War, which I heard about. I read something about it, but I didn't see it as well because it's not available here. You can buy it online or anything. And I think there are some YouTube channels. I'm going to mention them because people have to come to my channel, of course, not the other ones. So, but there were some channels that posted them, but not all of them. Maybe some episodes. So that then I started to find them, and I downloaded all episodes, started uploading them, and gave me a lot of headaches. Got a lot of episodes got blocked and everything, but yeah, it worked out, and yeah, it's my best performing series on my YouTube channel. So
Why
so
was
the
it
first
blocked?
episode?
Was that like-
24K views.
Was that like copyright strikes or something? It was getting blocked.
Yeah,
for,
copyright
or-
strikes for the music or for a lot of stuff with documentaries like that. You have like people claiming content which isn't theirs, but they
Yeah.
just claim it to have like a percentage of the revenue and everything.
It's just
So
proper
sometimes
shit,
you have
'cause
to share it.
That documentary being out there is amazing,
Yeah.
just that people can go and watch that, and just to have stuff like that happen, that's a real ball ache.
Yeah, the documentary itself is in public domain, I think, but the music is not. So you can get copyright strikes from that. But actually, the people that own the rights, they haven't striked it. So it's more like
Yeah,
those
but-
bogus.
But when it's public domain, I think it becomes automatically public domain after like 100 years or so, or something like that.
Yeah,
110 years, 110 years. I don't know, but I
but-
uploaded the documentary Showa on my SVK archive, SVK archive channel, and it got like the episode 1 got like 350,000 views, and then the second episode like 170,000 views,
yeah.
and it got all of a sudden copyright strike, deleted, and completely off. And that documentary, in my opinion, same with your BBC documentary, needs to be for free on YouTube. Like those documentaries are so important, right? So it needs to be on there for free for the public to watch, and it's just sad that
Yeah, I agree.
yeah,
But sometimes it doesn't work that way for some reason. I don't know
Yeah.
why. But
people need food on their plates,
Yeah.
right? On the table. So
yeah, but yeah, it's a really good series. I really enjoyed it. I've watched it myself, of course, and it's really good. It's a little bit dated here and there, but I think for most of the content really holds up. And it's got some interviews as well with the veterans. So
yeah, some of the interviews are so cool to listen to.
yeah,
phenomenal stuff.
yeah, it's really good. It's
yeah,
really
dude,
good.
I should finish it as well. Like I think I saw a few episodes, but some of those episodes are pretty long, right? It's like
I think they're all around 40 minutes, 45
Yeah.
minutes, every one of them. So it's not too bad.
how many episodes? 30?
26 and then 2 bonus episodes.
Oh yeah, that was it.
So
Yeah.
28 total.
Did you ever watch that video I sent you, Sander? You've probably seen it, Marcel, and it's like a compilation of all the World War One veteran interviews.
Jawohl.
Have
Yeah.
you ever seen that? It's quite
don't
long.
think
I
I've
believe
seen it.
that's like over an hour, and it's just
Okay.
every interview. Well, a lot of recorded interviews with World War One veterans, but then it's
Mhm.
all clipped together into one video. I'll try find it. It's very good.
Oh,
It's really,
okay.
really
Very,
cool.
very
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcel, you're not watching our content, huh? That we sent you?
I don't remember sending that you sent
I'm
it to me.
joking. You always say that to me. Oh, you do not watch our content?
Because you don't.
Shall
And
Not all of it,
Right.
no.
Go sit
If
in
I
the
have
corner,
5 friends
like-
and they upload every week for like one or two episodes, yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah,
if
you're a
you
busy
want,
man.
Marcel, Sander can go sit in the corner of his room for 5 minutes.
Yeah, you guys, Sean, you do the next question. I'll sit in the corner, okay?
Go on, shoo. Right, now we've finally got rid of it.
Oh, man.
It's like the Blair Witch Project. But yeah, if we
Sander's
do,
trying to be funny.
we move on from the BBC World War One series. So this one's called Marcel, and I'm very jealous of this. But collecting historical relics, what made you start collecting, and what is your most interesting relic that you have besides the Sheffield Memorial Park bit? Because that's a separate question.
Okay.
Well, let's start from the beginning. What made you think I want to start collecting some bits and pieces, and how did it evolve from there?
Well, I enjoy going to museums, especially the kind that have a lot of artifacts. I don't really like the modern museums with a lot of screens and everything, but just the artifacts, because for me history becomes tangible. Then you see the items and the artifacts and everything. So and then I was like, man, I'm gonna buy some stuff for myself. Have them displayed in my room here, and started real small, and then it grew bigger and bigger. And now Rob even made the joke that the Marcel Museum of History he made like with this logo, but then
Hey! Nice.
Marcel Museum of History. So I don't have a whole lot of stuff, but I have some interesting stuff. But yeah, it just grew from there, and now I started collecting World War II stuff, but now I've switched mainly to World War I stuff. So yeah, I just like it, to just look at it, and especially medals. I love collecting medals. For some reason, maybe family just got rid of the medals because they didn't have like a connection with it, or they belonged to like a great uncle they never knew, and they were like, "Hey man, what we're gonna do with it?" And they sold it. So now I'm the owner of those medals, and I see myself as the custodian of those medals, because I think it's really important, that these guys are still remembered, and it's just cool to have them in your collection.
It's because of you, Marcel. I've got this medal, if you remember.
Yeah.
So this is for James William Knight, who's on my town's war memorial, who's buried in the Armara War Cemetery in Iraq, or what was Mesopotamia. But yeah, Marcel randomly pinged me a message one day from a military auction saying, "Hey man, I've just found a guy from the Devonshire Regiment, and he's from your town." And I was just like, no way. And I went on there, bid on the medal, and won it. So I spent some time trying to find an existing family, and I've found 3 separate Knight families, and none of them are related yet. So
Oh, really?
I'm still holding hope that I can maybe meet a relative. But yeah, that's the only medal I own, but it's for a guy from my town, and that was because of you sending me a link one day. and me parting with my hard-earned pounds.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time searching the web. I have a couple of
Yeah.
websites that I always check out, and auction sites as well. Sometimes I come across things and I send you guys the links. I think last week I found some stuff from for Chris, 20th Ohio, from the Civil War. He's writing a book about it. So I found some stuff from people that are associated with that unit. So I sent it to him. I don't know if he bought it or anything, but yeah, if I come across it, why not? Can help
It's
you
like
guys.
a daily routine now, right?
For me, yeah. When I sit
Yeah.
behind the computer and then I'm maybe a little bit bored, and I'll just browse the web, see what I can find, and
Anything
sometimes-
Devonshire's come up, you remember who to send that to.
yeah.
And
Pretty much,
everything
yeah.
from the 1st Airborne of Arnhem or Oosterbeek, you know who to call. Some market garden stuff.
Well, I see that all the time, so
You
But
see, you
send
don't
you.
think you don't think of me. You see? I'm just joking, man. I'm yanking your pistol, mate.
But
I'm yanking your
you
pistol.
asked me my favorite bit, right? Besides
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Besides
Yeah.
me, right?
So, what's the most interesting relic you feel it's interesting that's not the Sheffield Memorial Park?
Well, I have it
Collection.
right here. People on Spotify can see it, but I'm going to show it. Why not?
Wait, hold on. Is that cap behind you? The Air Force cap. Is that a real one?
Yeah, that's a real one. Yeah.
No way. 8th Air Force?
Well, it's Army Air Force. It's not like it's named or anything, so I don't know which
Oh.
unit it's from. But
Well, there's no name on it.
no, that's my little Masters of the Air display with 2 medals, and I have 50 cal bullet that was recovered at Thorpe Abbots.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
So when
It's
I was
empty,
there
by
with,
the way. It's empty, boys. It's
yeah,
empty.
you can take it out. It's
Now you ruined it. It's okay.
so I was there with We Happy Few, and then they were selling these. They were found on the site of Thorpe Abbots, so that's where
that's
Masters
cool.
of the Air takes place. So I was like, hey, and then I had to get it through customs, which worked out, luckily. So, but yeah, the most interesting thing is I think this is the most interesting thing that I bought recently.
Oh, I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So cool.
This is like what they call a trophy belt, or sometimes called a hate belt, and it's a German belt from World War One. You can see the
Good
logo,
meetings.
Good mit uns, and on it there are buttons, US buttons. A lot of them are British, like some Welsh, but also German buttons as well. And what a lot of soldiers would do, they would take these buttons from dead bodies sometimes, guys they killed, and they would sew them onto the belt. You can see it on the back. They sew them on.
Wow.
Sometimes they traded for it with other soldiers and everything. So I think that's pretty cool. It really tells a story. The guy who owned this, that's all the units
Yeah.
that he came in contact with and everything. So
Wow,
Yeah,
that is
if
so
that
cool.
belt could talk.
Yeah.
that's exactly my point. There's so much history in just this belt alone. I wish I could talk to the guy and what he experienced and what guys he talked to and everything. So I think that's a really interesting piece of
Yeah,
history.
that is really cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Now I want one as well. You made me want to buy one.
If I come across one, I'll send you the link. So.
Yeah, sure. That's always good. And so we talked about your relics, but you also have a way better relic.
My favorite one.
Whole group
in
of
the Marcel
relics.
collection.
Yeah, the whole group of relics of one guy.
Yeah.
Sheffield Memorial Park. Or
Are we
Sheffield
going
Memorial Park.
to spoil it? Yeah, why not?
Yeah, if you don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, we're gonna make some video about it, right? So we're planning to make a video about it. But so yeah, one time I was browsing auctions once again, and it was an auction here in the Netherlands. So normally there's not a lot of World War I stuff for sale on this auction because it's not really that big, like we explained in the beginning. But actually, this auction had a lot of medals from like the first day of the Somme casualties and everything. So I was bidding on a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff I didn't win. But one group that I saw, they advertised it as a group from an officer of the Royal Engineers, and it had like an artifact with it. You want me to spoil that, or?
Yeah, it's whatever you for you.
I'll grab it.
Yeah, it's
So good.
so amazing.
It said in the
such a-
description, and there were pictures with it, that it had like a trench mirror with a bullet strike, and that really caught my attention because, that's an artifact from the battlefield. That's what something happened with it, and I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to bid on it, and this is it actually.
Yeah.
You can see the bullet hit right here, and then I won that auction. Didn't pay a whole lot of money for it, to be fair, and then I went to go and pick it up, drove home, unpacked it, and there was some documentation with it. And the guy's name was on it, and it says Royal Engineers and also Eckert & Pals. And then I was like,
Wait,
jaw drop.
did I read it well? Eckert & Pals, the guys at Sheffield Memorial Park there.
Yeah,
name is Eckert
You
& Pals.
bought it and it was advertised technically not wrong, but it wasn't. If it had the full advertisement, that would have cost you a whole lot more money.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how well known they are, of course, here in the Netherlands. But people who are into World War I, they know the Eckert & Pals. So
Yeah, so maybe
And-
give a little bit summary of the Eckert & Pals, like.
well, they
for
were at
people watching, they don't know.
at Sheffield Memorial Park. If you go there, there's like they attacked from there to the town of Serre, and I think like 75-80% of them were wiped out on the first day of the Somme, in like a matter of, what was it, half an hour or something.
And for anyone who doesn't know, the PALS battalions were basically people would join up together, right, from villages, towns, schoolmates, workmates. You would join into a regiment together, which on paper was good because you a group of fighting men, but then what wasn't foreseen, like Marcel just said, 70% or whatever got wiped out in the first few moments. That's that's all the men from entire towns disappeared in the space of an hour. So it had big repercussions back in the UK with, whole towns missing the men because they all died together. And I think that was kind of the last time that happened, and they would try and split people up in the future into different regiments.
Yeah, and of all the Pals battalions, I think the Eckert & Pals are the most famous, the most well known, because their story is so tragic, of course. A couple of them survived and they fought on after the first day of the Battle of the Somme, but after that they were just dispersed into other units, and basically the Eckert & Pals stopped to exist. And this guy, they weren't lying. He started out with the Royal Engineers, and then he was transferred as a private, and then he was transferred to the East Lancashires, which are the Eckert & Pals. They fall under the East Lancashires. And he went to officer school and he became an officer. And he was a full lieutenant on the first day of the Battle of the Somme. So I've got his medals, I've got his birth certificate.
You got everything on him.
I
All
got
the
a lot of
original
stuff.
documents.
It is huge.
So
Yeah.
for people listening and they still don't know like why we're so like fanboying of this, like it is so rare to get what Marcel got in the way he got it, and also that it was from the Eckert & Pals, that the guy survived as well, that he survived the 1st of July, and that he got wounded in the way that he was, and also the medical documents that we found, how he was wounded, how the bullet went through the mirror in through his pocket, at the same height of where the medical records show like how he was wounded, and then also have that mirror. It's just the whole story. I remember Marcel saying it, and I was like, dude, you're sitting on a pot of gold. Like you pay not a lot for it, but if actually people knew what it was, it would be thousands and thousands of euros. Maybe you could even say more than 10,000 euro.
I don't know, but I was looking online. You don't find stuff from the Eckert & Pals. If you go online now, if you go on eBay, there's nothing. If you type in Eckert & Pals on eBay, you find books about them, but no medals, nothing.
But if there is something, it's really expensive.
Yeah, I found an auction a couple of years ago, and they auctioned off medals from this guy. There were 3 medals. My guy only has 2, but he had the 14, 15 star as well. And those 3 medals sold for over £4,000. So
and that's only medals without all the records and without the mirror and all that stuff.
Yeah. So it's
insane.
very rare to find stuff from the Eckert & Pals to begin with, and to have collection like this is crazy. You know, that's why I said my jaw hit the floor. And
Marcel opening, look at.
So on our first trip to the Somme, we went to the Chef Memorial Park, and especially Chris, you know, he's very into the X-Men piles, and he explained everything and how they, what happened there and everything. And I think everybody that goes there is really captivated by their story because just what happened. And then a year later, I have all this stuff, and you know, luckily I was able to bring it back with me on our last trip to the Somme, and trying to find out little bits and pieces here and there, and got to walk the trenches where he was, and
yeah, because we sort of researched and we found out where he was hit, you know, where he was in a certain vicinity of the area. He was in wave 3, right? In the
it was in the third wave.
Last one.
Yeah, because we just find out which platoon he was in and everything. So
so just imagine him being in the trenches, seeing the first wave getting slaughtered, seeing the second wave getting absolutely hammered, and then he needs to go on the third wave and still does it, and got far as well, pretty far, right?
Yeah,
he got
couple hundred
decently far.
meters.
Yeah,
I think he got like, I have reports here, letters that he sent to. Because after the war, he was trying to get a wound pension. You get like extra pay when you were wounded and everything. And he applied for that, and it got denied. So he had to like do it a couple of times and explain everything. So I have letters from him that he wrote and explaining what happened to him. And he fell like, I think like 20 meters from the German trench. That's where he was wounded. So yeah, it's a crazy story.
Insane. We're not gonna spoil any more on the story though, because there's way more stuff. There's way more detail. It's actually way more insane than that we should discuss now. Like what happened and the scenario he was in and yada yada yada. But we're gonna leave that for the video. I think
it's a little bit of a teaser, you know. We're working on some stuff.
That was just dipping the little toe in, just have a little, little sniff.
Yeah. So okay, so we were talking now about World War I. We're now going back to World War I, Vietnam, all that type of stuff, World War II, because we're going to want to talk about Arlington.
Yeah.
Your video series in Arlington. So, Arlington, right? You were going to Gettysburg? Right? Was that?
Yeah, no, I saw a cat.
Attack on my cat. Hey!
Yeah, I see it as well.
He wants to join in.
Yeah, let the cat speak. Come on, man. Don't be...
He's trying to get outside, I think.
He's just sitting there looking outside.
It's not happening. No. This is Milo, by the way. Milo.
Hey, Milo.
Hey, man. A British cat, mate.
Yeah.
British cat. So, Arlington, you were going to Gettysburg, but you stayed a few days in DC first, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So, what made you think, like in your right mind, what made you think to make videos in Arlington? And as well, I'm just like completely stuck with this. Like, what made you decide to make it as well, like that big of a series? Like the amount of research that you need to do, finding the graves and all that stuff, filming it, editing, edit it. Like, what made you decide to go there and do that project?
Well, I always wanted to go there because I love to go to cemeteries. I have a lot of videos on my channel where I visit cemeteries, but I even did so before I had a YouTube channel, because it's also a place where history becomes tangible. You can see the sacrifice of the people that fought in these wars. And, you know, when we go to the Somme or whatever, we also go to cemeteries. So that's something that I always like to do, and to make videos about it. You know, and then I was like, I'm going to Gettysburg. My plane lands in DC. This is my chance. I have to go to Arlington, of course. And what I do is always start reading about it. And, you know, the list of graves that I wanted to visit just kept getting longer and longer for some reason. I said, oh man, I have to do this. So it turned out, I started 1, 2, maybe 3 videos, and it turned out 7 in the end. And I could have made even more, but I just didn't have the time. Because
how many days did you film?
2 full days.
Yeah, from dusk till dawn.
Yeah, it opens at 8, so I was there at 8. And I think I filmed until 4:30 or something on both days.
Wow.
And initially, I planned 1 day of filming, and JD was like, "That's not gonna happen."
No.
Because you read about it. I knew how big it was. The place is huge, but when you get there, then you really see how big it is. Numbers on the screen, so many acres. Okay,
I think
man,
it was when you were there, and I think some messages passed to and fro WhatsApp, and I think I went onto Google Earth and was just like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like that's
really big.
huge. Just
it is huge.
Just the walking and trying to find things you need to find. Crazy.
I think I walked 23 kilometers in those 2 days. And I planned out a route. If you don't do that, then you're screwed. You have to plan out where to go. And there's a little shuttle bus that drives around. I didn't even use that. I just walked everywhere. So kind of underestimated it, but I think it.
I guess though, just being able to walk it gives you a real. You can appreciate it a lot more, right? It's easy to hop on a golf cart or a shuttle bus, but to actually walk and experience the size of it, it's something a bit special. I mean, probably the largest I've been to is Eiselstein, I would say, and just walking around that's big, but when you think of Arlington, it's like, wow, huge.
Although the Verdun Argonne American Cemetery is also really big.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, not Arlington big, but
no, that's like a different animal.
I think you guys in the UK, you have Brookwood. I think Rob did a video there. That's really big as well.
Yeah, I feel really bad. I've not been there later in life when I've been into history as much as I am. So I went there on a school trip where I didn't really appreciate it that much, but it is high on my list to go and visit. But I want to kind of have a good weekend of it up that way,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you need a weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you do. So what story there that you made the videos on like resonates or made the most impact on you besides Barcelona? Because Barcelona is pretty cool.
Barcelona is a guy I admired for a very long time, even before the Pacific series.
Mm-hmm.
So to be at his grave, that was really special. Also the Easy Company guys, of course.
Right.
Band of Brothers for me is a really important series. It's my favorite series about World War II. So to able to go to those guys, not only the well-known guys, but also the guys that you don't see on the show from Easy Company are there. So that was really impactful. But also like to be at JFK's grave, and see people crying there still. I'm not American, so I don't really have a connection with JFK, of course. It was way before I was born. I've read about him and everything, but I think as an American, people have, of course, more connection with him. And there was still people crying at his grave, so that's really crazy to see.
Wow.
And there's so many graves there. I don't even where to start.
Yeah. You should do a separate podcast only on Arlington.
One that I found really interesting and made me kind of do a little bit of research after was the Finnish guy who fought in the Finnish army, fought in the SS or the Waffen SS, and then he fought in the US Army. I thought his story was pretty cool. How he bounced around. Yeah. And I think he go on. It might not have been him now. I'll get fact checked. Didn't he help with the special forces, the Green Beret stuff later on?
Yeah, he was in McPhee SOG. So
he was SOG. Yeah, he was SOG.
Yeah. And he was a Green Beret as well.
Yeah.
So
that
story is crazy. I knew about him from Sabaton already. They have a song about him. Soldier of Three Armies.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about Larry Allen Thorney, or Larry Thorne, as he was named when he lived in the United States. And it's a crazy show, crazy guy. He started in the Finnish army as a private, and he worked his way all the way up to captain. The same in the German army, in the American army as well. Started out as a private, and then worked his way up to being an officer. And every army was like special forces and everything. And he was so feared that the Russians put a bounty on his head, a couple of million, because he was doing like guerrilla attacks during the Winter War and everything. So crazy guy.
Yeah. Man. But yeah, that's interesting. I think that was one of the later episodes because I watched. Still got one episode of your Arlington to get through, but I did watch one couple of days ago. I finished it off, and I think it was that episode that he was in. So it was one of the later
That's
ones.
episode
I think.
5 he was in.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, definitely check that, Arlington. How you had the willpower, and I know that's difficult. You know, of course, you have the willpower to remember the men, but to put yourself through 2 days of tabbing around that place, plus the research, plus getting the facts right, hats off to you. I
Yeah,
don't really like
that's why I said like I couldn't even get it out. Like I was trying to find the right words, and the puzzle didn't click in my head. To be fair.
Yeah,
And
the
if
research
anyone's
took.
wondering what we're going on about, just go on Google Earth and look at Arlington Cemetery, and you'll get a clearer picture of the colossal task it is to get round and do all that.
Yeah, the research took me like I think half a year or something, reading a lot of stuff, and that's why it became bigger series, because I was like every time I went reading, I've kept finding more interesting stories. You know, I think, oh man, I have to do this, I have to do that. So it grew a little bit out of control, but
Well, you got a good series out of it though. So.
Yeah, really good.
Shall you want to do the next one?
Yeah.
'Cause there's still a few that we need to do, and we're almost at the hour mark, so we're gonna get over it. But
no problem.
So this one's a good one. What periods of history fascinate you the most right now? So I think obviously we've talked about World War I, World War II. Is there any other area or theatre or conflict or that you're kind of focusing on or turning towards, or any future content on? I suppose would be a good one.
Well, like I said in the beginning, Ancient Egypt that still remains a really interesting period for me. I always keep reading about it whenever I watch like the History Channel or National Geographic, and there's a documentary on. I always was flipping the channels, and I'm like, oh, then I stick around because that subject is there's so much to learn, and you don't know like a fraction of it. You know, you have to really study it to become an expert in that, and there's always stuff to learn from that. So that's one period.
Question: was it the aliens or were it the humans? Sean was like, "Son, stop being such an asshole."
I don't watch Ancient Aliens on History Channel, so I don't know.
Well, actually, you've been to Egypt, right?
Yeah.
So when you stand there and you stand in front of the pyramids, or you go to like Karnak Temple, or you go to like somewhere else, and then you see you can't even get like a paper in between the grooves of the stones. It is so perfect. It's almost humanly impossible, right? When you think about it. Of course, they had to do it in some way, but when you stand there, you're almost beginning to doubt like. There had to be something else that like human that built it. It's so impressive.
I'm all for the aliens.
I think that's human nature, right? Every time we don't understand stuff, we try to find an explanation for it. But you know, if you look, I think there's a rational explanation for it, because there has to be, right?
There has to be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just because we haven't found it yet, but it has to be there. So
true, but it's just weird when you stand there and like. With the knowledge that we have now, or that I have personally, and I look at it, and I'm like, with those stones, or with the big statues, like carved from one stone, how they would move and stuff. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The perfect symmetrical. How do you say it? Symmetrical. Symmetrical stuff in there. It's insane, dude.
Yeah, if you look at the pyramids, how big those blocks are, especially at the bottom, they get smaller if you get to the top, but at the bottom, you know how big they are.
I need to go back to Egypt because I really didn't appreciate it when I was there. I was on a bit of a package holiday and I did like a day trip, but I remember going to the pyramids and there was just trash everywhere. It was like a wasteland.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
now it's not that anymore.
I was just like, I didn't really think much of it, but then my head wasn't in it, if you know what I mean. But those tours you've done, Sander, recently, and the photos look cool as hell. So yeah, I need to.
Yeah, all because of Chris.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, all because really of Chris, man. And also we're going to Jordan as well, so I hope that's gonna be pretty cool.
It's gonna be cool. Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait on that first day going to the place where Jesus Christ was baptized. That would be sick. I know maybe you
crazy.
guys, you guys maybe don't have the same connection to it that I have, but I'm just excited about it. Or Petra, also really cool.
Oh, Petra's going to
That'd
be
be cool.
amazing.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not
all of a sudden,
religious,
that would be
so
cool.
Jesus' baptism doesn't bother me personally, but that's cool for you. The thing is, it's like anything, isn't it? If that ticks your boxes, then make the most of it, enjoy it.
Well, you know, I'm not
God-
religious, but Jesus was a historical figure, so I look at him as a historical figure for me. So going to the place where he was baptized that's history for me. So I'm eager to go, you know. So why not?
That's true. It's funny. Sometimes I talk to people and they don't believe Jesus ever existed, and then I'm like, "Dude, do you believe in Genghis Khan? That he existed?" And then they ask, "Who's Genghis Khan?" And then I go further, and then I say, like, Alexander the Great. Do you know? Do you think he ever? Do you think he ever existed? And then they say, "Yeah." And then I'm like, "Yeah, there's only 10 manuscripts written of that." And then I say, "Julius Caesar. Do you think that he ever existed?" They'll be like, "Yeah." And I say, "There's 250 manuscripts written of him." And then I say, and Jesus Christ you don't believe, right? And they're like, "No." And I'm like, "There's 25,000 manuscripts, Old Testament written about him. So it has to be, he must have lived during those times. It's probably like undeniable."
Well, there's not a lot of stuff about him from when he lived. Most of the stuff that is written after his death, or maybe 100 years later, or 200 years later. But just the fact that he's mentioned in Roman texts, you know, for me that's proof enough. You know, that's because back in those days, Jesus was like a preacher, but there were countless preachers back then, and they are not mentioned in their text. So why is he? So he must have been an important figure, and you know, for me, he existed. You know, was he the Son of God? You can debate that, but you know, he really existed. That's I think that's yeah.
And it's funny also in like the Quran or in the Jewish one. What's it called again? The Jewish book.
Torah.
Yeah, the Torah, and in the Buddhism, I think as well. Like it's Jesus Christ is mentioned in every book, which is also like pretty fascinating, to be fair. But yeah, we can make another. What I say often, we can make a whole another podcast episode just talking about that.
Write it down before you forget it.
Yeah, write it down exactly. So we talked about like what is now your favorite topic that you are interested in at the moment right now. But what is like your favorite place to visit on the European battlefields? So screw the American ones. They're not as important. No, I'm joking. But screw the American ones for now. Screw the African ones and stuff. Just the European battlefields. Like, what is your favorite place to visit on there?
Yeah, I'm gonna sound like Chris, but the Somme.
Sean, you said it at the beginning. Remember? We went through the questions, and Sean was like, "Somme."
Yeah.
Sure. The thing is, I've said it. People are probably sick of hearing about the Somme, but it's, you know, it's proof that everyone's saying the same thing. So if you've not been to one of these battlefields, just go to the Somme first.
Go to the Somme.
And then the next podcast, I promise I'll ban the word Somme.
Hold on, no, never gonna ban the word Somme. But I think for the first time, go to Verdun to see the destruction, which will make you more interested in it, and then go to the Somme for the connection.
Don't ignore that advice. Terrible.
Yeah. Because he's British, huh? Because he's British. Not talking about the French.
Verdun was my first. That was with you guys the first trip that we did together. That was my first trip to a World War I battle site. And that made a lot of impact because you can still see the scars of the war. You know, everything is. You can see all the shell holes and everything, and the destruction. And you don't have that at the Somme, but for some reason, the Somme. You know, it's hard to explain. I heard you guys talk about earlier already with Chris and everything. You know, nobody can really name or why it is, but it is something.
It has this attraction to it every time.
I've got it. I think I finally figured it out. It's like a spiritual pilgrimage.
Yeah, could be
a spiritual pilgrimage. What do you mean with pilgrimage? I'm Dutch. I don't.
So a pilgrimage. What do you mean? You're already religious and you don't know what a pilgrimage is?
Yeah, maybe I forgot now. Like,
yeah, so it's just like a journey I feel I have to go on now, like for my own. Since I've been to the Somme that first time, going to try and get there yearly if I can. Obviously, it's not always going to be, but it's like a pilgrimage going back and just being there again.
That's what you mean,
Every
yeah.
time you go there is just as important as the first time, and it's the same feeling
Yeah.
for me. So
Yeah.
I think over the course of these podcasts, I've tried to nail it, and I think that's how I feel about it.
Finally found it.
Yeah,
Spiritual
I'm done.
pilgrimage.
Yeah,
Nice, shut up. Bye. Thanks for the podcast. Thank you guys for watching.
I figured
mic
it.
drop.
I'm done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird, when you go to the Somme, there's not a lot of stuff to see, battle scars or anything. You have like Hawthorne Ridge and everything like that.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of sites like that, but it's not like shell holes everywhere, If you go like to Newfound Memorial Park, you can still see the trenches and everything, but most places you don't see a whole lot. But still, there's like a connection with, of course, what happened there. The senselessness of it and everything, and how many people died there and everything. So maybe that's part of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, on the other end, a lot of people died at Verdun as well. So
I don't know what it is with the Somme. It's also like with Verdun Ridge, like number 3. I don't know. It has this spiritual pilgrimage.
Basically, I think a coincidence, right? We ended up there on the first trip one evening, and then.
Yeah. I think also the first evening that we actually, I think we spent it at that cemetery, but I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird place.
Yeah, we should make the French build like a huge ass British statue from a British man over there, like what they have in the United States, like 20 meters high. So then they get more people will visit it more and then get the same feeling as what we do.
They might do that if you finance it.
I think I have
Sorry,
50 cents.
GoFundMe,
I have 50 cents somewhere here. Hold on. I gotta. We can start with a supermarket coin. Let's start with that.
That's the reason why I never send you a link of any artifacts.
Because I don't buy it.
Because he spends his money on all these battlefield trips. He keeps going.
Yeah. I look at it and I'm like,
spend the money.
oh, that's cool. And then I'm like, oh, pretty expensive. Never mind.
Yeah, it's an expensive hobby. So
It is. I really stopped collecting like the more expensive stuff though.
I think we kind of answered the next question already, though.
What's the battlefield? You mean?
What's a battlefield or historic place you think every Persian should visit at least once? Like we've already covered that, right?
The Somme.
yeah, the Somme. Yeah, the Somme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so Marcel, what is a historical place you have never visited, but is something you really want to go to or visit?
Ooh, man, a lot of sites. Eastern Front, World War II. That's really interesting.
Which is sort
I'd
of
love to go to the Pacific, maybe what JD did, Guadalcanal,
Oh yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Not for the weather because it's way too hot there, but
I think the Eastern Front would be really cool. Obviously,
yeah,
that's going to be off the agenda for quite a while, I think. But
yeah, unfortunately,
Well, we're sort of going to the Eastern Front in September.
yeah, a little bit,
close.
yeah, but not like Stalingrad or anything.
Yeah.
But,
No, yeah, true. Oh, just imagine what you still can see and find there around Stalingrad, which is now called. You don't know? I thought maybe one of you guys knew. Hold on, let me look it up quick. I thought one of you guys filled
Blackout.
me in.
Blackout.
Yeah, both of you guys did it. So it is now named.
I missed the question. What was the question? I was blacked out.
What was Stalingrad named now? What's it called now?
Volgograd.
Yeah, Volgograd. That's it.
It's still referred to as Stalingrad, though, right?
Volgograd.
Yeah.
What? Sorry? What?
I didn't even know it had changed its name.
Yeah, I did. Same as with Leningrad. It's now St. Petersburg.
Yeah, of course.
Here we need to put
I
such
look like a
statues
dumbass now.
next to Redam Ridge number 3. This is in Stalingrad.
Yeah, it would be cool to visit like Russia, though. But yeah, just the world needs to calm down a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I think
Little
people
bit.
still go there. I follow a couple of accounts on Instagram that do like the relic hunting.
Yeah.
Oh, they
metal
can still go.
detectors. I see still people go there and dig up stuff because there's a lot of stuff in the ground there. But
I think it's such tense times. Like,
yeah,
if they go through my phone, I'll probably be arrested. So,
Yeah, I'd love
Yeah,
to
probably.
visit like Chernobyl as well and Pripyat. Do one
Oh,
of those tours
Chernobyl.
around
Yeah.
there.
oh,
Because I mean, the Chernobyl disaster, that was 1 week after I was born.
Yeah, it was
I wonder if that's why I'm ginger.
1934, was it right?
Maybe I
1934
copped some
when you were born?
radiation when I was born, and that's why.
dude, you're so young, man.
Yeah, I was born the 18th of April, 1986, and I'm pretty sure Chernobyl, wasn't it like the 26th or 28th or something? Yeah.
1980. It was 1986. That's
That's a cool
I'm not
show,
gonna-
Marcel. I presume you must have seen that 100%.
Oh, yeah, the
Dude.
HBO series. I've seen it.
Oh,
yeah.
man, make
Stellan
reacts to that.
Skarsgård. Is it Stellan? Stellan Skarsgård? One of the
Yeah.
Skarsgårds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show's
He's in
so
it,
good.
Yeah, it's
Make a
really
reaction on that one.
good. I've seen it already, so
Just act like you didn't see it.
Ten, man.
just pretend. Yeah.
Yeah, just pretend. Okay, we've come down to the questions. And you've probably
Yeah.
prepared for this pretty hard, I assume.
A
you
little
did.
bit.
Okay. So if you, Marcel, History War Cinema, can sit down with one person from history, who would it be and why? And what would you say to them?
Well, I have two actually. Can it be two?
No. That's not the rules, Marcel. That's not the rules. No, I'm joking. Just do two.
So I'm going to throw out a name that you probably won't expect. Has nothing to do with war, World War II, World War I, or anything. It is a historical figure because he died like 50 years ago. And that's Bruce Lee.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've admired him since a very young boy. I did martial arts when I grew up and everything. And I would just love to sit down with him and talk about him, his, just how the determination that he had. That guy, he just worked out every day. It didn't matter how he felt, he did it. And I sometimes go to the gym and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to go. But he just always went. And, that was his life. And I think I can learn a lot from that. Just the determination that he had. And
Wow. That's a cool one because when you say Bruce Lee, like he said what, be like water. Because if you pour water in a cup, it becomes the cup.
yeah.
If you pour water in a bowl, it becomes the bowl. That stuff like be water, act like water, adjust to the situation in your environments.
Yeah, of course, a lot of people know him from his movies and everything and his martial arts, but he was a great philosopher as well. He wrote a lot of books with philosophy and like what you just said with the water and everything, he wrote stuff like that as well. You can really learn a lot from him. And
You got to remember, there's a big build-up before he started doing movies, right? He only got to doing movies after he'd worked his way up towards that. So the discipline and what he had before.
yeah, he was a child actor actually in Hong Kong.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Boy. Yeah,
I
he
only
made some
remember
movies.
his like the kung fu movies in his older age. So
Yeah, he was a child actor in Hong Kong, and then he moved to the United States, and then he started his own martial arts studio and everything. And but yeah, like you said, the discipline this guy had is crazy. And I really would love to sit down with him and talk about that, how he does that, how he did it. Even when he was injured, he still worked out and everything. And for him, it was a lifestyle, not something that I need to do because I want to get fit or anything. It was a lifestyle for him. So
yeah, that was a
I really
cool
admire
answer. I
that.
like that.
Never expected
Yeah.
that one though.
No.
That was really good.
no.
And what you said you had two? What's the second?
Yeah, the other guy, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
I would love to sit down with him. Talk about what he experienced on that first day of the Somme and how he got through that and everything. And that would be really cool because now I own all of his artifacts, and I never knew the man, but I feel a connection with him because I have all his stuff. So to sit down with him, that would be pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I get that as well. Even with that, obviously the medal I've got for the local guy,
Yeah,
and he's buried in the Armara War Cemetery in Iraq, so far from little old Exmouth where he was born. Yeah, it's
Crazy
a weird
nice.
connection. So I kind of get that.
Yeah, maybe you can go there someday. I don't think so, but
One day. Well,
never
I
know.
think, you know what? I think I did read, because I know the Commonwealth War Grave Commission, they haven't been able to get into those cemeteries for a long time. But there's some pictures published recently of a different cemetery in Iraq, and the graves were quite well preserved, and some locals have been looking after them. So, you know, I think there's a bit of a misconception that all of them have been completely destroyed, but I think there's some hope that one day
Yeah.
there can be some, you know, it might not be white headstones, but maybe just get some plaques down or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, you want to do the second to last one?
That's one, yeah. So if you could observe one historic event from history, what would it be? So bird's eye view looking down.
I thought about this as well. You know, I heard some people say like the first day of the Somme, but me personally, I don't really have an interest in seeing all that carnage. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
because war is hell, and I don't really want to see that. So see all those people die and everything. So I'm just going to circle back to my initial answer about ancient Egypt, and then just observe the pyramids being built.
Oh yeah.
Why has no one said that before?
I don't know. It's just
What
every
pyramids
guest
get
is different,
built?
Darren.
Ah,
Yeah, that's
Just
pretty
to
good.
see how
one.
they did it, you know. That
I
would be
always,
amazing.
do you know, that's such a cool answer, because I always think really war-y. Like, I want to see, I think my answer was always Rorke's Drift and Isam Dawana with the Zulu Wars. But that would have just been savage to watch, like absolutely brutal. Especially with the Zulu tradition of gutting people after they were killed to release their spirits. So you could just imagine the state of the battlefield. But go back and see the pyramids being built. How have I not thought of that?
We're also war focused, man. For some reason, we're men. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same. You know, I read a lot about wars and everything, but but observing it and watching people get slaughtered, no, thanks.
Yeah. True. Like the period. Now I'm thinking of, okay, what's more? Like, yeah, how did they make? Yeah, of course we know like the Eiffel Tower, but like seeing it all being built, like
Yeah,
those
just the
type of
pyramids,
things.
how they did
Yeah.
it, because we don't really know how they did it. There aren't any documents. There are some theories, of course, but
The Colosseum in Rome, you know, or
yeah, same thing. Yeah, it's crazy.
that's a good one. I like it.
That was a
I
cool
like
answer.
that one.
That caught me
Yeah.
off guard.
Same as Bruce Lee. That caught me off guard as well. It was like, there's some cool answers, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think we're sort of at the end now, aren't we? Anything you want to ask, Sean, before we go? Because we still have one question, but I want to leave that till the very, very end.
No, I don't think so. I think we've covered quite a lot of topics there. It's been good. Nice to have you on, Marcel. And
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're all friends at the end of the day, so it's just a bit of a catch up as well as a podcast, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah, we should definitely do this more often.
Yeah,
Privately.
100%.
I think so.
Yeah, privately, no recording, just talking shit.
Yeah, like we did a couple of months ago. We did a Zoom, you know, where we talked about our next trip.
Yeah.
Just catching up and everything. That's cool. So we have the technology, so why not?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we should absolutely do it. So, is there anything you want to add to it?
No, I think we, like Sean said, we covered a lot of topics. So
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So, what is coming up on your channel and any other projects that people can look forward to?
well,
where
I'm going
can
to
they
continue
find
with my reactions, of course, because those are pretty easy to make right from here, from behind my computer. I would love to go out more and do some more on-site stuff, but I just don't have the time for it because of my situation here at home. Also, now it's winter, so you don't really go out all that often. But yeah, I'm going to Jordan, of course, trying to make some content there.
Yeah, how are you going to do that? Can you bring the big camera or just the phone? Or
No, but I'll bring my big camera.
yeah,
Yeah, why not?
okay. I was
Maybe-
advised to not do it in Egypt, but maybe Jordan
really?
is different. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, people don't like bigger cameras, and maybe you cannot get it through the airport. But I don't know how Jordan is. But
Oh, I'll have to find out about that. If that's the case, I'll just leave it at home. But
yeah,
I got some stuff planned for that. So
okay.
I think
awesome.
phone technology and cameras are so good now, you can still get some pretty good content just filmed from your
Yeah,
phone,
true.
right?
Yeah.
oh yeah, I did. I filmed a video at Dick Winters' grave. and did it all on my phone, so don't
Yeah.
even see it. So you can hook up your microphone to your phone and everything. So technology.
nice.
It's nice.
Yeah,
I think
so
that's it.
So I think that's it as well. It is
Another one done.
Another one bites the dust. All right, awesome. No, Marcel, literally, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being such a great friend as well. You're always very helpful and always cautious of other people's lives in the sense of helping each other. So that's like what you saw with the candy to Sean's house a week
Yeah,
back or
so for a
something.
bit of context for that, so if anyone's taken note, there wasn't a podcast last week, and we were supposed to record with Marcel, but my son got rushed to hospital with appendicitis. He's only 11, so he had to have his appendix removed. So that was a bit of a stressful time. He's all well now. He's recovered well. You know, he's happy. But lo and behold, a few days later, after Marcel asked for my address, a huge bar of Cadbury chocolate arrived, and another box full of goodies with a personalised message from Marcel, Sander, Rob, JD, Chris, Nick, and my son was mega happy with it. So, and I believe that's all down to you, Marcel, organising that. So thank you from the bottom.
Yeah.
I've already thanked you, but for the camera, thank you again, and all of you.
It's
for
from all the
that.
guys, you know. It's not important to who arranged it or who. For me, it's not important, you know. It's all the guys. So
it meant a lot, and it certainly helped with my son's recovery. Just filling his face with chocolate. So
that's always good, right? Yeah, Marcel, dude, thank you for being a great human being, and I wish more people would get to know you, who you really are. And I'm glad we can do all this together, like this podcast stuff, YouTube stuff, and let the future of YouTube bring more joy to us and more stuff and more fun time. So hopefully that's going to be good.
Awesome. Thanks for the
kind
words, man.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We always end the podcast with a salute or a wave or anything else, whatever you want to do. So thank you, Marcel, and we see you guys in the next podcast. Salute.
Salute.
You with your British salute.
Shut up.